starting recording. Hopefully this works. Okay. I think I am officially streaming. Even though it says, oh, I think I am. Okay, cool. This is great. My computer's already overheating, but hi, welcome. This is my first ever stream. Um, yeah, there isn't much more to say about that. But why am I streaming? What is this? Who am I? Let's start with that. My name is Lisa. I actually was gonna write down what things I am allowing myself to talk about online and what I'm not, because I'm not gonna give away my full name. I'm not gonna give away my age or where I live or my social security number or anything. But yeah, so basically my name is Lisa. I am a college student. That I am allowing myself to say. It's also, okay, side note, very weird seeing myself raise my right arm and it being my left arm on the screen. And if you hear a very loud fan noise in the background, just know that it is my laptop, my MacBook 2020 MacBook that is overheating. And I think that my laptop is telling me that it is time to get a new one because this is not going to work well. But do I have the money to change my laptop when it works fine, other than the fact that it overheats very often? No. So we have to do with what we have, and you know what? I could just go to the Apple store and get it checked out and possibly get my fan changed or whatever they do there. Yes, I could do that, and I did. Oh, I should have done that during my time off, my break, my winter break. Anyways, I did not do that. And I also did make an appointment like 3 weeks ago to go to the Apple store and get it checked out. And I just didn't go to my appointment. I canceled it because I was too tired to go. Which is why we are now here with my overheating laptop because it cannot handle streaming. And I also think it's a MacBook thing because I don't think they're like, because I know when you play games, just to let you know, I'm not a gamer, so this is just very normal information that I know. But I know that MacBooks can't handle things that require more energy, I guess. I don't even know the fucking terminology. But for example, I used to edit like audios on my laptop and it overheated so easily. So not a surprise. Anyways, that was a 2-minute tangent on something that does not matter. But basically, hi, I am here streaming. And to be honest, I'm not really doing anything or this for anyone except for myself. Because, one, if I did start this to, I guess, gain subscribers or try to get people to, or get myself famous, I guess, by using social media, because I have thought about doing that before. I love making videos, I think. Or I like making content. I am an artist. Um like I love creating things in general. But this platform, and I am honestly not sure if I should continue with Twitch or use a different platform. Um, but because I know a lot of Twitch is gaming, but I also know that there's anything that's allowed on Twitch, and I'm not really trying to get like the most, what's it like, you know, just the most viewers, I guess, on anything. I'm just doing this so that I have a place where I can kind of say whatever I want to say and just have some time in my day where I am forced to sit and think about my thoughts and how I'm feeling and just my mental health in general without any distractions. And yeah, and this is kind of stemming from me having, well, I've had a lot of, I guess, mental health issues, one would say, um, just in general. But these past 2 weeks, I have pretty much been in a slump in general where, I mean, not every day. Like, I've had good days where I've been able to do things, and I've had bad days where, and the good days outweigh the bad days for sure. But I'm just at a point in my life where, one, I need therapy. And even if I do this, where I talk about how I'm feeling every day, I still do need therapy. So that's a completely other thing. But I've just spent like several days over this New Year's and holiday season just being like, oh, I need therapy. I need to talk about how I'm feeling more to someone, or just also like write down what I'm struggling with, what I need to improve, what I'm not able to do right now, I guess, or I'm not in the mental state to do. And yeah, and it's just, I've just been like, I need to do this, I need to do this, or I want to do this, and I just haven't been able to. Um, and I, um, sorry, I just needed to charge my phone real quick. I'll just go into like the main things of why I struggle with everything. Sorry, struggle with everything. My main thing is that I'm just bad at communication, and I really don't know where this started. Or I guess if I talk about it, it'll be very long. But I just struggle with communication, with talking to people, even when I know it'll make my life so much easier and so much better. And I've told people this, like everyone this, so it's not like a surprise or anything. But it truly does make my life a living hell sometimes, because I know I need to do these things. I know I want to do these things. And I know I'll be so much happier and have a much more fulfilled life if I was able to just communicate better. And this just sounds very vague, so I'll hopefully be able to dive more into the specific things I struggle with. And combined with that, I mean, that's like my main thing that I struggle with, but I, yeah, I sometimes I struggle. Like, I have amazing friends who I feel like I can go to with anything, and if I am truly struggling, that I can talk to. But sometimes I'm scared to, I don't know, show people like the raw bad side of who I am. And um hi, by the way. I don't know, I'm scared to show people because I like being a friend that people can rely on, or I don't want them to really judge me for who I am or how I think at certain times. And I that really does sound vague, and I can't really connect my thoughts right now, but yeah, that's the reason why I want to start streaming and just have a place where I can like just say whatever or say everything how I feel, and know that it's just random people watching this. And thank you. I think I'm the only one who's judging myself on that, which is why I struggle with the cuz a lot of the problems I have are come from like my inner thoughts, and it's never really something that other people put on me, I guess. And hopefully I'll be able to show these to my friends at some point. And I do think I will be showing these to my friends, like not in like the distant future. Because I do talk about these things with them. Oh, another thing is, I also don't like using up people's time for my problems. And so if I'm talking to someone about my problems, I don't want to do that every time I talk to that person or talk to a group of people. Because, yeah, I talk a lot, one, and I think a lot, too. And I just have a lot of thoughts that, I don't know, I think another thing is like, if I have things to say about my mental health, then I should just go to therapy. And I do go to therapy, even though I'm not going right now. But the thing with therapy is that one, it's really expensive, and two, I mean, most of the times it's like one an hour per week. And a lot of the times I just spent that hour on covering my week and being like, oh yeah, this is the thing I did. It was amazing. It was so fun. And then I don't get to the meat of the issues that I'm facing. But what's the worst thing you have ever thought or wanted to do? I mean, I am not someone who has thoughts, I guess bad thoughts. It's my issues more so come from not being able to take action, um, specifically with like talking to people, texting with people, and calling people. And I have really bad anxiety when it comes to that. Um, yeah, there's nothing wrong with bad thoughts. It's just I struggle on a daily basis with. I mean, it's just very basic human, like things that humans should be, or not humans should be able to do, but things that I should be able to do if I want to succeed in life, I guess. And then yeah, it's just, I don't know, and it's not always like I'm very confident with, I guess, how, like, I really do like the way that I think and empathize with people, and how I'm able to, I don't know, just things like there are parts of myself that I do feel confident in, but then I mess everything up by not sending back a text to someone or reaching out to people or just ignoring people because I get too anxious. And that's just what I struggle with, and why I just put myself down a lot. Um there's not really a bad thing I've thought, like that's not really what I struggle with the most. Like, I also don't know what is a bad thought versus a good thought, but there's nothing really. I'm never really mad at people. I'm never really someone who seeks revenge or anything. It's just I'm always mad at myself and I put down myself. But then I'm also like, if I don't, if I'm not mad at myself when I mess up, then I'm not taking accountability and I'm not being responsible. I mean, I feel bad when I don't reply because these, like, people, like my friends, always reach out to me, and these are people I actually care about, but then texting and calling really gives me anxiety. And I know my therapist used to tell me, he's like, it's not natural for humans to be able to talk to people or text people in general because it's a new thing with technology. But I'm also like, this is the way we connect with people now in real life. And I, even though I do care about people, I'm not able to respond to the people who I actually care about, if that makes sense. And also, a lot of times, I'm not able to respond to texts I get from my boss at work, and that kind of ruins things with work. And it's just not a stable way to live in this time and place, I guess. But yeah, I guess this is the main thing I feel very anxious about. Do you think you sometimes have been an evil person of yourself? I don't know if it's an evil person, because these are the struggles I have don't really come out of an action that I take, I guess. Um it's more of an inaction. And so I a lot of times put myself down by being like, "Oh my god, I'm so lazy." And why can't I do things that other people are able to do really easily? And those times, and when I'm feeling that way, I I'm like, these other times I can just do things so easily, and I can just go out, meet people, talk to people, connect with people, text people, call people so easily. And then these other times I'm just rotting at home in bed and just feeling anxiety about the things, the people who I'm not texting back, the people who I'm not responding to, the things that I'm missing. And oh, I guess the so it's not really like, I guess, evil things or bad things. No, I'm so that's not how I think. I don't really like, my issues are not interpersonal issues. It's more just a me thing, and then that causes relationships with other people to fail and to crumble. And so I guess not lost completely, because I could still text people and be like, "Hey, I'm so sorry for not for ignoring you for a while," and things like that. But I have lost contact with people because I'm not able to respond to people, or like contact people, text people, call people well. And I feel like that's why I don't have a lot of people in my life who I've known for years, I guess. Um, and I've also just bailed on certain, not meetings, but just like things that I've planned with other people because I was not feeling well that day. And I've been able to do better on that this past year, which means I'm doing better, I guess, in some way. But just in general, I do feel horrible about the times that I've bailed on people, and I don't think I've been able to properly address those times or apologize for the times that I've done that. And I think so, even when I think I haven't been able to take accountability for anything that I've done in the past. And I've instead blamed myself or put down myself in the name of accountability, when it's not really taking accountability if I'm not really doing anything about it. But yeah, I think, yeah, that's mainly what I need to focus on in the future. And I have, I mean, I've always been someone who writes a diary or keeps a diary from when I was very young, from when I was around 8 years old. And I love writing all my thoughts down because it really clears my head. But I always put too high of an expectation on myself for keeping a diary. And I haven't been, and that's why my diary is like empty except for like 2 entries per year, because every time I write like 10 pages, and that takes me around 3 hours. And so I'm hoping this streaming, because for the next year, I am forcing myself to stick with it. This is going to be my New Year's resolution, is that I will stream, hopefully, almost like 4 to 5 days a week. Um, except for Fridays. Fridays I will never be streaming because I'm just busy. But I'm hoping I can stream during the evening every day for the next year. May Hopefully I can stick with Twitch, but I may move to another streaming service. Who knows? But I'm just doing that so that I can keep a, I guess, online video diary of how I was feeling. And I mean, I'm not really hoping or here to make money, honestly, because I also don't want this to be found by a lot of people. So I'm hoping this is just gonna be my low key thing that I want to do. Um, but we will see. I just really want to stick with this for at least a year so that I can say that I did it. And I don't know, I think it's really nice to be able to start something and not give up, you know? And that's why I also don't want to really focus on money or followers or anything, because I do think I really care about what other people think of me. And that's also why I want it to be low key, because if I don't have people, like a big audience on me, then I'll be able to be more open and raw and frank about everything. And I won't have to really care about what people think about it. Um, but yeah, I also don't want to stream too long because I don't want it to take away from my day. And I also have a tendency for like diving deep into things, and then I'm in that thing for like a month and then I lose interest in it. So, yeah, I think honestly, I think an hour, and maybe if I'm like really busy, like 30 minutes, but if I, yeah, just do like a check in every like other day, honestly. And also, maybe I can talk about different things and not just about mental health, because I think that's kind of just one note and not very interesting. But, um, yeah, I will say I don't have a lot of time today because I am getting on a flight in, well, I'm leaving my house in 4 hours to get on a flight. That's in around 7 hours. Because I'm going back to school, which is another thing that I am anxious about, even though I only have um a semester left, and I'm just hoping that I can get through my school and probably talk about that more in the future and why it gives me anxiety, which the main thing is I'm very bad at time, procrastination, doing homework, everything. But yeah, um, so yeah, I think I'm just gonna end the stream here for now. But I will be back in 2 days, or a day. Actually, don't know time, but I will be back on the 12th. Hopefully by like 8 p.m., 9 p.m. I'm going back to school. I'm not gonna say where, just for privacy's sake, because I think that's my one thing that I'm making sure of, is that I don't really want to, I guess, dox myself. But I will be back. I will be back in on campus, um, because I'm going back to college, and so hopefully I will be back here on stream by 8 or 9 p.m. on the 12th, which is the Monday. This Monday. But yeah, thank you so much for listening to me just talk about stuff, talk about my first stream, and I'm really excited for this next year where I can just, I don't know, this is just going to be a new start, and I'm hoping this really brings something out of me, or that I get an experience out of this that I've never experienced. Also, it took me like 30 minutes to set up the stream because I've never done anything like this before, and the technology was confusing. Google really helped me. But yeah, thank you.